Hello everyone, welcome back to ShareLove.Fund anatomy videos for our YTT 200 and other yoga teacher trainings that we offer at ShareLove.Fund. Today's video, we're going to start with a warm-up, and a review of sun salutation, A. Why? Because it's important to warm up before we get into some heavy-duty postures. It prepares the body and informs the body of where we're moving. So in this brief warm-up, we'll have Ashley come into Tadasana, mountain pose. So in mountain pose, we're gonna pay attention to our feet. We're gonna root down to our feet. We're gonna root to rise. How do we do that? We look down at our feet. We're mindful that they're hip width apart, 6 to 8 inches, and all 10 toes pointing forward. And then from here, let's lift our toes and let's shift our weight back and forth, ever so slightly, just back and forth, just so that we can get the glutes, hamstrings, quads, calf muscles, and our toes, or toesies, warmed up, get the inner arches kind of awakened. And then we lower the toes and plant our toes down one at a time. That awakens the bottom of our feet, or the plantar surface of our foot. And when we lift our toes, we're flexing the dorsal surface. So see, Ashley's toes are lifted there. You can zoom in if you'd like. I'll zoom in. Ashley, lift your toes one more time. There we go. There we go. Nice. Okay. And then from here, we're going to scissor the inner thighs in towards one another. So we're going to press our inner thighs together. That gets our inner thighs working, gets the knees involved, gets the inner thigh muscles working, our groin muscles involved. It also gets our hamstrings. It also gets the gastrocs or calves. And it also lifts the kneecaps by pulling the thighs up, quadriceps. That's the front of the leg. It also gets our glutes fired up and working as well. And then the next piece is, let's draw attention to our hips and our core. They are connected for our anatomy purposes, they are one. Hips and core are one. So Ashley, she's going to drop her sacrum down, and she's going to pull her belly in and up. Very nice, Ashley. And then from here, she's going to lift up through the heart, lift up through the crown of the head, and she's going to open through the chest. Shoulder blades pull in towards one another as her collarbones pull away from each other. Her palms are facing forward, so she's stretching her chest muscles, spreading her fingertips wide to get her biceps and triceps working, pulling her shoulder blades in to engage the back body, or the upper back, neck, and shoulders. And then from here, she's going to close her eyes. And then she's going to tune into her breath. As she tunes into her breath, her diaphragm begins to bring awareness and consciousness to her diaphragm, going into a diaphragmatic breath. And from here, as she's standing, I'll come over to the skeleton, and I'll demonstrate that the diaphragm is in this area. When we inhale, the diaphragm rises up like a mushroom, opens like an umbrella. And as we exhale, the diaphragm comes down and presses and brings blood to our pelvic floor, which is right in here. From Tadasana, Ashley will lift her arms up overhead in Asistasana, Urdhva Asistasana. And exhale, forward fold into Uttanasana. She'll bend her knees ever so slightly to protect her lower back. Uttanasana, stretching the entire backside of the body, right from the back of the legs, through the hamstrings and glutes, through the upper back, shoulders, and arms. Her belly's pulled in to protect her spine, so she's contracting the front side of her body. Her quadriceps are contracted as well. She'll inhale here, and she'll plant her hands on her shins for half back. So she's stretching her lower back now. And she'll exhale, forward fold again. And then she'll inhale, plant her hands, and then step back through plank. Right, left foot, back through plank. And in plank, she has her whole entire body working. She'll shift her weight forward so that her heels are over her toes. That engages her core. She'll pull the belly in and up, and then begin to squeeze the legs in towards one another. Again, that's Tadasana cue, the Tadasana cues in plank. core strengthener, shoulder strengthener, chest strengthener. Her front side of her body is 100% contracted. Her back side of her body is 100% contracted. Her shoulders are away from her ears. And then from here, she'll drop the knees down, chest and chin straight down between the hands. And she'll pause here for a moment. And then she'll slide onto her belly, and her hands will end up beneath her shoulders. And she'll draw her triceps in towards the ribs. She'll squeeze the upper body, the upper arms in towards the rib cage to stretch the front side of her chest. She'll squeeze her heels, big toes, inner thighs, and she'll engage her glutes to begin to work here. As she squeezes her shoulder blades in towards one another, squeezes the elbows in towards the ribs, her entire back body, from the back of the head, through the tailbone, through the hamstrings, through the calf muscles and heels, are all working. And then she'll press back into a child pose. And in child pose, it's a surrender. She's fully rested and stretching the entire backside of her body. And then Ashley will pop back up into tabletop pose. So for balance and strength and core strengthening, this is tabletop. She'll tuck her toes under as she inhales and then exhale into downward facing dog. Again, engaging the front side of the body, stretching the back side of the body. Then she'll step her right foot forward, left foot forward, coming into a forward fold. Again, Uttanasana. She'll inhale into Ardha Uttanasana, or half forward fold, with her hands to shins. She'll press into her feet and she'll root to rise back into Tadasana. Thank you for demonstrating Sun Salutation A.